Dude, pointed stick.
Pointed stick! Pointed stick!
Pointed stick.
Pointed stick.
Pointed stick?
Pointed stick!
Whoa, pointed stick.
That pointed stick.
Pointed stick!
Stick. We don't have any time for your trolling behavior on this channel. It just isn't welcome here. And so, good riddance to you.
All right. So, for those of you that will watch this, I'm looking at the FBI FOIA or the vault page. Let's see. So, because this did come up the other day when I was talking about it, and you know, I want to see if I can find out what room he was looking for in the Tropicana. I'm just curious. But this is interesting, man. It's got a disclaimer here, and it's fucking hard as shit to read. Oh man, the FBI's library contains many files of public interest and historical value in compliance with the National Archives and Records Administration requirements. Some of these records are no longer in the physical possession of the FBI. I've never seen a disclaimer before. This is something new that, I mean, at least as far as I'm concerned, I don't know. Eliminating the FBI's capability to re-review and or reprocess this material. Please note, the information found in these files may no longer reflect the current beliefs, positions, opinions, or policies currently held by the FBI. Yeah, this is new. The image quality contained within the site, it's subject to the condition of the original document and original scanning efforts. Those older files may contain processing procedures that are not compliant with current FOIA processing standards. All recently scanned images posted to the FOIA library adhere to the NARA 300 DPI standard, yeah, whatever. Therefore, we have provided the best representation of the files contained within the FOIA library. For your viewing purposes, some material contained in the site may contain actions, words, or images of a graphic nature that may be offensive and or emotionally disturbing. Material may not be suitable for all ages. Please view it with discretion. Yeah, bro. Yeah. So you guys lost files. You guys lost the fucking files. What happened to these fucking files, man? You put them on. God, I think I'm peeking on the microphone. Sorry about that. But yeah, what happened to these fucking files, dude? What the fuck, man? I'm just curious what's new. Melvin Van Peebles. What's on the new list here? Oh, people are looking into contracts. That's interesting. Now, obviously, make them so complicated and convoluted. You can't have a hard time looking for something unless you really know what you're looking for. Kenneth Starr. Okay. Jack Kemp. Wow. And people are interested in some people, man. Okay, so we want to do a search. Do Stephen Paddock. And there we go. Part 1, part 2. All right. And I think it's in part 2, but I'm going to go through this if I can. If I can somehow. Why is the site so small, man? What the fuck, people? Give me a fucking break, dude. Like, why is it a picture-in-picture? What is this shit? How do I let's see, more tools. And loud opens. Read aloud, dude. That'd be awesome. Just have this read to me. Translate to English, all right. Let's see, save as. No, I don't want to save it. I want to fucking. Oh, fuck. Am I gonna have to read this like this? Yeah, this is gonna suck balls. Oh, there it is. There it is. There is a button for this. Okay. And to do this, it's still not perfect, but at least it's better. To do this now, we got to fix StreamYards because it opened up in the second page. And again, it's not perfect, but it's at least a little better. Hey, how you doing? I'm sorry, I didn't even see the chat. I'm kind of navigating websites right now. But yeah, how's everyone doing? I just wanted to look because the main. Hold on, gonna echo. Okay, there. Now at least I can see the chat while I'm talking. Main purpose here was to find out what room that was, dude. Because I'm curious why they were looking for that room at the end of the night. Now I don't think this is gonna matter too much. Let's see. Where the hell? Why did it open in a new tab, dude? What the hell, man? Okay, well we'll do it. We'll do it in the new tab. That's fine. We'll figure this out. Stop screen. Share screen. Let's find the other window that it's on. I believe that's it. I hope that's it. Otherwise, you guys can see some porn right now. Nah, just kidding. I don't have any porn up right now. Not that fun of a guy today. Let's see what we got. All right. So this is can I enlarge this? I think I can, but I don't know how. Because I suck at Windows. I always did this on a Mac before. This was always a Mac thing for me. Oh yes, I can enlarge it. So let's see, sympathetic, illegally possessed prohibited firearms of violation. What I'm curious, like what prohibited firearms did he possess? Because I mean, great, he shot a bunch of people, but what illegal firearms did he have? Did he have like a flamethrower in his garage or something? I mean, I don't know. What is a prohibited firearm in violation 26 USC section 5841? What did he have that was prohibited? I don't know what gun in that room was prohibited. Don't know. No idea. But again, I wanted to go through this to see if that room number was the room number that was Tropicana. Probably not. And even if it's not, it doesn't really fucking matter, honestly. The room number they're talking about in the Levi Hancock, which I don't even remember the room from the Levi Hancock, but I think if I heard it, I would remember it because it's 4. Oh God, 4-2. The 216 or something like that. Something like that. Presbyterian in the I know it's 4th floor, so they were on the 4th floor, or it's 43. Is it 43? It's 43, I think, is because they were saying the 43rd floor, if there's a 43rd floor. If I remember right. Okay, we're also present during the interview. Note, however, malfunction. Stopped recording. So we're just gonna tell you what they said in our own words. Yeah, but like, yeah, the FBI, like, what the fuck, man? Like, why'd you guys lose? You lost documents. Oh, you can't blame that on 9/11, dude. Not this late in the game, dude. How'd you lose fucking documents? I don't understand. I don't get it. It's all computerized. What the fuck are you doing? It's those infamous burn bags we're hearing about, man. The burn bag. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that's about. Let's see. What is this? Is this conducted a search with agents of the ATF? 4 items of evidence were collected. Conducted a consent search. Okay. Let's see. M62 tracer round, 308 tracer rounds. Okay, is this Hague or something like that? I don't fucking know. I don't care. Looks like Hague stuff, but I'm not. This is not what I'm here for. One empty M M1 96 Bandolier holds 120 223 rounds. So unless I'm wrong, dude, Bandolier's that thing goes around you, that like Chewbacca wears and shit. That holds like ammunition. 120 rounds, dude, in a Bandolier, dude. You're looking like Pancho Villa walking out there. That's crazy. Let's see. Special agent following the mass casualty shooting after being advised of the identity of the interviewing agent, nature of the interview. Blank following information. Just a giant fucking blank fucking nothing. What the fuck, man? Like, I don't. Why bother, dude? Why bother? Why don't you just put a big middle finger in the middle of this box and call it the day? Why bother? What the fuck? All you tell us, oh, there was a mass shooting in Nevada, in Las Vegas, Nevada, and here's blank. Here's nothing. I don't get it, man. Counterterrorism. Wow. Okay. Stephen Craig Paddock. Yeah. Okay. Well, we got his date of birth. That's whatever. I don't know what PPN is. Is that Social Security? Yeah. No, that's not a Social Security number. Yeah, it's not a Social. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Our government is skilled in losing stuff. Yeah. Yes, it is. It's sitting in It's sitting in Mar-a-Lago or Biden's basement. I don't know. You pick. It's sitting in one of them, or Hillary Clinton's hard drive that she destroyed. You pick. Depending on which side of the fence you're on, that's what you're going to believe. Let's see. On behalf of counterterrorism, request operations to conduct immediate blank recovered from searches in association with mass shooting incident occurred in Las Vegas Boulevard. See, Paddock killed 59 people and over 500 others injured. So I love it how they put he killed 59 people. He killed 58 and he killed himself, right? So he's number 59. So he killed 59 people, but that includes himself. I don't know. For some reason, that sentence just sounds wonky as fuck. It just sounds weird. Like, yeah, killed 59 people. Wouldn't you say killed 58 and himself? Or 59 including himself? I don't know. Whatever, dude. October 3rd, writer downloaded video captured on security camera inside the Payless rental car facility. Okay, yeah, this is all the Payless stuff. Don't really care about any of this stuff at all. There's a lot of this is Hague shit. After being advised the identity of the interview. And it's funny because, like, so the Hague trial was over, so they were able to release all this, right? So, they were just sitting on this, and then once the Hague trial was over, like, here's a bunch of useless fucking information about a guy we don't give a shit about. The only person who gives a shit about this guy, Hague, is dude in the Discord, man. He's having a good time with it, dude, because he thinks that Hague was like an FBI plant or something of that nature, or like a honeypot kind of thing. I don't know, but whatever. Government does so much shady shit, dude, that it's like at this point I can believe it. The government would do anything. I mean, yeah, sell fucking tracer ammunition just to honeypot some motherfucker, just to see who's dumb enough to buy it. That's crazy. Let's see. He stopped at Taco Bell, located on Las Vegas Boulevard. Confirmed that she and others listed in Las Vegas. Yeah, this is the famous, well, not famous, but famous to me, right? Famous to me. Picture of him supposedly in line and I think it was a Taco Bell, and the Wahlburgers was behind him. I always thought he was at Wahlburgers, but it was at Taco Bell. And it wasn't him. I love how they describe it, though. Is the male holding the burrito in the picture? He confirmed the taller white male. The photo looks purposefully moved into the view. Well, yeah, the guy photobombed you, dude, because you're taking fucking pictures at a Taco Bell, of all places. Why are you taking pictures at Taco Bell, dude? Is that going to stand out in your family album someday as you visit a Taco Bell in Las Vegas, Nevada? Congratulations, bro. You've reached your bucket list. Let's see. We're sitting in the view of the selfie. Yeah, that was not Paddock. That was not Paddock. We've seen the picture. It's not Paddock. Regarding a possible photobombing by subject Paddock, it wasn't Paddock. Okay, so this is all fucking pointless. Useless information. Thank you, FBI, for sharing. But yeah, it's a bunch of useless fucking information. Kind of like the Nixon letters. That I did get suckered by. I'll admit, man. I got fooled a little bit on that one. I'm not gonna say I was perfect on that. So what is this? 30 thumb drives, black and color. Let's see. Location area, go wireless. Yeah, no, not interested in any of this shit. I'm not interested in Arizona at all. Avis Budget Group was interviewed. Yep, don't care. Was Payless employee was interviewed after being advised the identity of the interviewing agents. Yeah, okay. Has been working for Payless Car. Okay, it's Payless Car. I'm thinking Payless Shoes for some reason. Yeah, I don't care about the Payless Car stuff at all. At all. I don't care that you rented a car, bro. On behalf of FBI Las Vegas Counterterrorism Division, request forensic audio, video, image, whatever, conducted media exploitation of DVR media capture of Stephen Paddock, recovered from the Ogden. Paddock is subject to October 2017 mass shooting. 2 October, right? Okay. You guys don't even know your fucking dates. That gives me a lot of faith in whoever this fucking idiot is. Counterterrorism Division. Counterterrorism. The counterterrorism people don't even know what day of the year it is. That's yeah, that's amazing. Mass shooting incident that occurred in Las Vegas Boulevard. Paddock killed 59 people. Man, I don't like that, dude. I don't like that. He killed 58. I don't count him as somebody I guess he did kill himself, but I just don't count that, dude. Like, that's kind of demeaning to the people that died that night, but whatever, dude. And over 500 others were injured. The following digital media devices were recovered from the Ogden. The following are further captured in evidence items referenced within the case file further. I mean, this is interesting. I always thought that the Ogden stuff was interesting. DVR, DVS, DVR1 label. Power cord, and that's all the DVR stuff that they took. But I believe is the so this is the FBI Counterterrorism Division are the little bastards that went in there and grabbed this real quick. What day did they grab this? Full investigation initiated 10/2. So they grabbed them the next day. They grabbed this shit the next fucking day. Paddock is subject of 2 October 2000. Dude, come on, get your shit together, dude. It is 2 October. You saying the shooting just happened like right now and you fucking ran up there? But anyway, I guess because shooting ended at 10:15, right? So I mean, even the breach was before 2 October, so yeah, that didn't happen. But yeah, it's interesting because the FBI went in there, stole the DVRs, and didn't tell the LVMPD. The LVMPD went up there to ask for it, and I believe, God, I don't know where that was. That was in one of the PDFs. The LVMPD went up there to get the DVRs from the Ogden. They're like, we don't have it, and they didn't even know where they went supposedly, because they probably talked some dipshit. Picture the dude working at the fucking the photomat booth or whatever it is over there in The Simpsons, man. Just like, I don't know, it's not here. It's like, well, where the fuck is it? I don't know. It's not here. But I think they took their equipment too. I think it took all the equipment. Recovered from the Ogden, the following capture, because I thought the equipment was actually gone. DVRs, DVR, DVS with DVR1 label. With power cord. Yeah, see, they took the entire system, dude. Like, they went into your house and they took your entire security system, said, yoink, fuck you. This is ours now. This belongs to me. And so, yeah, when the LVMPD went there, they didn't have a security system at all. And nobody told the LVMPD, like, what the fuck? I mean, the evidence we're seeing from the LVMPD on that and that little thing there is probably the report the dude did after he came back from the Ogden that day, and then they probably had a thing with Lombardo where he called the Rouse, and Rouse said, "Yeah, we got it. Don't worry about it. We'll give it to you." But as we're reading it out of context, we're seeing that yeah, it's all, what the fuck, dude? What is this? Administrative notes. Okay, so this is probably what's on the DVD, I'm guessing. This is probably the notes. No results found for Stephen Paddock. So one of them didn't have him on it at all, I guess, is what I'm guessing. I'm guessing this is the result of those DVDs. Why it's blanked out, No idea. I mean, it tells you B1, B3, B6. I mean, you look those up on the FOIA site, and it'll tell you what those are. One of them's like privacy, private information, stuff like that. They got a laundry list of why we are not sharing this with you. Additional searches can be conducted in any selector developed. Let's see, utilize the following search methodology to obtain the results. We watched it. We had some intern watch it. Please submit new requests. Yeah, shut up. I'm not happy with the FBI right now. On Wednesday, October 4th, white male was interviewed in Savannah, Georgia, Georgia Office of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, located Don't Care at Daniel Defense. Okay, this is Daniel Defense. This is stuff about he had a problem with his rifle. He sent it to Daniel Defense. They fixed it. They sent it back. They had a hard time getting a hold of him, I think. Here's all the delivery shit. Yeah, not a big deal. Don't care. Not really interested in this right now. Not interested. Daniel Defense. Oh, yay. All right. I'm not a gun person, so I don't even know if Daniel Defense is good. I'm guessing they are. I don't fucking know. When I asked a friend, I showed a friend that's, gun nut, crazy gun nut, fucking insane gun nut. I asked, lower receiver. So this is Daniel Defense stuff. So, I asked him what he thought about all the guns in Paddock's room, and he's like, "Dude, those are shit." I was like, "Dude, he's got like a Zig Sauer or some shit like that." He's like, "Yeah, those are crap. Those used to be good, and they're crap now." I was like, "Dude, you're telling me these are all?" He's like, "Dude, they're mid at best." I was like, "Oh, okay. I don't know enough about guns to say you're wrong, but okay." Following are some notable blank. They wouldn't even tell you what is notable. Please see attached PDF. I'm telling you, these should all just have a picture of a dick or something on, just a giant penis in the fucking box, dude. Just to tell you how fucked they are. I would respect him more for that. Home phone number, interviewed at his residence, whatever. After being advised the identity of the interviewing agent, nature of the interview, provided following, which we're not gonna fucking tell you, which is new construction since, let's see, in the beginning, everything's redacted. Paddock always wore black gloves, had constant deliveries from UPS and FedEx. He always had portable air filters. He always had new portable air filter systems. What do you guys say? Dan, Defense is an expensive rifle. Okay, thanks for clarifying that. This is old stuff, dude. This is old stuff, Matt. I'm just going, like I said, the purpose of this is I want to see that room number that Levi Hancock had to go look at 42 whatever, 4216 or whatever it was. I think it was something like that, 4316. I want to see if it is the room that's mentioned here at the Tropicana. And it doesn't really matter either way whether it is or not. I'm just kind of curious for my own curiosity here. Let's see. He believes Paddock may have been a professional gambler. Paddock probably slept all day and went out at night. Probably. What? Why include this sentence if it's probably? That's not evidence. Probably is not evidence. What the fuck, guys? Come on. Just shit together. All the windows in the house were dark. You can never see in. Yeah, I mean, because he was a night owl, dude. Let's see. Last time, or a couple months ago, never had any knowledge of Paddock having any guns. Believes maybe Paddock lost it because. Okay. Yeah, that's your theory, bro. Hey, there's a phone number. You want to call him? You can. Oh no, it's Paddock's cell phone number. Never mind. Well, that's actually interesting. That's Paddock's cell phone number. So that is all right. So of the three phone numbers in the room, that is the one that's that they're directly linking to Paddock, which 310 is a Los Angeles area code. which I think all of them were. I think they were all Los Angeles, which is interesting to me, man. He had a bunch of Los Angeles area codes on his phones, which tells me he probably had them for a while because he hadn't been selling property really in Los Angeles for I think some time at that point. So the phones were at least a couple years old. Well, at least phone numbers were. He didn't change numbers often, which is weird for a guy that's this secretive and whatever. Let's see, October 3rd. Well, guy would be this secretive because, I mean, you're doing shady shit. Payless Rental Car. Yeah, thank you for telling me so much about. I mean, they did this much fucking research into a car place where he rented a car. They did all this research, which is great. It's amazing. And they want us to believe they did nothing else. like there's like nothing else they did. It's like they studied, they looked into Hague and they looked into the Payless Rental Car. And they just said, fuck it, we're good, we're done. Crazy. Undertake reasonable steps to ensure that any intelligence information the FBI disseminates pursuant to this authorization. Okay, so what is this? Is this still the Payless thing? Foreign dissemination of classified information. Which, I mean, dude, I don't understand why any of this is classified. The dude's fucking dead. Like, there is no court case. Nothing's going on. Why is any of this classified? For domestic FBI operations, the dissemination of the enclosed information is in the interest of national security of the United States. The information is relevant to the recipient. You know why it's classified? Because fuck you. That's why. That's the only reason, dude. It's fuck you. That's why. There's no fucking reason. Its dissemination is consistent with the national security interests of the United States. No, it's not. No, it's not. National security of the United States, dude. I mean, we know. I mean, unless this dude was like an asset or somehow working with the government, which is possible, which is very, very possible, especially this day and age, man. I believe anything's fucking possible. With that little shooting that happened the other day, we find out that guy was a CIA asset. It's like, dude, anything's fucking possible, dude. These people fucking seem to go nuts in a fucking heartbeat. So I don't know, man. If required by policy, there's no proof of that. Either at least no proof of Paddock, not the dude that shot the National Guard people. Either the Office of the Chief Division Counsel, the Office of General Counsel has reviewed the information. Why is there counsel involved in this? That there's no court case. Except for Hague, unless this is Hague shit. This could be Hague shit. I don't fucking know. The FBI want to take reasonable steps to ensure that any intelligence information that the FBI disseminates pursuant to the authorization will not be used for either assassination, prohibited. What? Okay. Because I'm reading shit out of context. I'm like, what am I reading? I have no idea what I'm reading here. Oh, unless this is just like a blank form that they fill out. They just put in everything. I don't fucking know. The FBI shall notify the recipient entity unless otherwise provided herein and expressly authorize FBI HQ in a separate communication. The information in this document is for intelligence and lead purposes only. Recipient's government may not use the information in any legal proceedings. How can you dictate that? How can you dictate that? Hey, Saudi Arabia, we're going to interview this guy, and you can't use anything they say against him. They'd be like, fuck you. They do whatever fuck we want. We'll chop the dude up if we don't like what he says. In an embassy. Disseminate the information to any other government person or allegedly. Person or entity or take any overt investigation steps, including but not limited to formal legal. Yeah, it's like a fucking letter they probably put in every file they have. As a background, according to open source reporting on 1 October 2000, an individual began shooting from 32nd floor of Mandalay Bay Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada on patrons attending a nearby music concert. The shooter identified as U.S. person, I'm guessing is what that means. Stephen Craig Paddock is now deceased. Authorities are still investigating the incident. What is the date on this? The second, yeah, of course, they're still investigating. Yeah. Let's see. Oh my God. As part of the investigation, let's see, identified as a person of interest and is assessed to be the, okay. I'm guessing this is Mary Lou, maybe? Because assessed to be what, the girlfriend of Paddock, I'm guessing? Traces on what, the rifle rounds. Probably produced in the United States or purchased in the United States. Blah, blah, blah. Checks. Why? Just redact it, bro. Just redact it. You went this far. Just do all of it. Fuck it. Why not, dude? Why do we need the word checks? Why is that unredacted? What the fuck? Come on. From 22, and like some of these redactions look like they were done later because some of them are off centered. But yeah, I fucking get the redactions, dude. Yeah, I don't get the redactions. Let's see. So oh, what the hell, man? All right, let me see if that fixed it. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it looks like I'm running now. Dude, what the hell, man? I plugged these damn headphones in. I got a new setup. So that's why that's happening. I can't hear myself either, so I don't know what's going on with this. Let me see. Let me mess with this. Oh, now I can hear myself. All right, cool. All right. At least I'll know for my own personal interest. Okay, so I don't know where I went down. I don't know what, but this is all fucking nonsense, dude. I don't get the redactions. I don't understand the redactions. The redactions are stupid. When you leave stupid shit like this in, like checks, it's like one word. It's like, dude, just redact it all, dude. Just put a big FU sign like this in there, you know? Whatever, dude. There's no reason for that. There's also no reason to do this as a background according to open source. On 1 October, an individual began shooting from 36th floor in Manly. Yeah, dude, you say that over and over. We know what happened here. Which is these are not meant for us, but still, it's like whatever. It's part of the investigation, and I'm guessing this person of interest is part of the investigation. Jumping the gun to say, oh, Paddock is currently a person of interest. What the fuck? No, it's probably most likely it's the girlfriend's name, and then it's probably a girlfriend of Paddock is currently a person of interest. Because 10-5, dude. So saying Stephen Paddock was a person of interest is a little ridiculous in 10-5. Somebody's not doing their job if that's the case. FBI respectfully requests. Respectfully, you don't do anything respectfully. Attached, you will find a picture of blah blah blah. I don't know, Paddock, maybe. From approximately whatever date. As always, FBI Thanks your services ongoing support with these matters. Okay. Let's see. According to Mandalay Bay Hotel Casino, stayed at MBHC Mandalay Bay Hotel Casino. Okay. All right. They found a way to shorten that. From 9/24/2017 through 9/29/2017 in room. Okay. Mandalay Bay. Okay, so this is a different person. This ain't Paddock. Were issued their own keys, made regular entries and exits in and out of the room. Names of guests are programmed into their room keys. Stephen Paddock booked a room from 321 through 5, 9 through 10-1, room 321 through 5. What the fuck? Why you redact this, dude? Okay, so this, and then the later part of this would be room 32134, probably in the name of Mary Lou Danley from 9/29/17 to 10/1/17, and that's probably some of what this says. Why you redacted it? I mean, redact her name, leave the rest of it in there. Who cares? Let's see. According to MHBC key interrogation records, a deadbolt was released and the door was open on 9/30/2017 at 7:28 p.m. The release of deadbolt and subsequent opening of the door typically indicates that somebody is exiting the room. So they're interested in 9:28 p.m. on 9:30. They're interested in that. That's I guess that's something, right? And Ottawa, so they're doing something with Canada. So one of those I don't know, it's probably one of the dudes that tried to get in his door. And he was probably from Ottawa. So they're going up to the Canadians saying, "Hey man, what the fuck's this about?" Or interviewing a guy in Canada, Canadian citizen. I don't know. Paddock during say, let's see, separately, Las Vegas seeks the identifiers of due to his possible contact with Paddock and the fact that may have intended. Yeah, so this is one of the people that tried to get into Paddock's room. Because one of those, I think he was like 2 minutes off. I think he was like 2 minutes off. Like Paddock may have saw the guy. I don't remember exactly. It's been a very long time since I've gone through the lock interrogation garbage. But I think there was one point where a guy tried to get in his room, and it was like 2 minutes later, Paddock came out, and it's like, or went in or something like that. So it's like, yeah, okay, he might have saw that person, which might have really freaked him out. Like that would freak him out. And then I'm thinking at that point, maybe that's what the baby camera and all that bullshit started happening. Because you look on like back in the day, I looked this up, and like, why would you have a baby camera in a, it's just stupid searches, right? On Google. Why would you have a baby camera in a hotel room? Well, apparently it's on a lot of websites for securing your hotel room when you're not in there. And I think it's more for shady hotels. I don't think it's for the fucking Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nevada. But, for a lot of people do stuff like that. You could look it up on YouTube, man. People do crazy shit. People are paranoid with these hotel rooms. Probably rightfully so in some areas. But let's see. We're interviewed at the, resident agency. Identity, yeah, okay, don't care. Travel to Las Vegas, attended country music festival. I stayed at the Delano. I checked into the Mandalay Bay and checked out on stayed in room. At some point during her visit, saw a man with an unusually large bag. Advised that the bag looked like it may have contained sports equipment or a portable massage table. This person could not remember where or when she saw the bag or any details about the man who possessed it. Did not see anything else out of place or unusual at the Mandalay Bay Hotel. Took a cab to the country music concert on 10/1. But when she arrived, things didn't feel right and she decided not to attend. Wow. I'm sure they hired her for their one of their psychics. Let's see. Trash. Like, we don't need these pages. We don't need shit like this. At all. Thank you, FBI, for including dumb shit. Just so you can pad the fucking. This to me reminds me of a kid who is doing a book report and leaves like cover sheets like this just to pad the fucking thing to make it look like it's like extra pages, or just writes nonsense, like writes one sentence on a page, puts a fucking paste a picture on it or something, just fucking pointless. It's just padding pages. I don't. This is stupid, and it's even got a redaction, which is amazing, for useless information. October 3rd, special agent and task force officer requested a copy of security camera footage. Arizona, Avis, dude, man, they crawled up the ass of this company, like big time. Like they seriously crawled up the ass of this rental car company. And I mean, they probably tore this car apart. They probably impounded this car and tore it apart piece by piece, man. But like, I mean, seriously, bro, like maybe the Arizona FBI is better than the Nevada FBI. That or the Nevada FBI just is like, yeah, we're not going to show you anything because fuck you. That's why. Because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much information we have on this Avis budget group, but we have absolutely no information on Mandalay Bay. I mean, seriously, Mandalay Bay, shit, the place where he shot people. I mean, we have no information on that. We have no information on, you know, the site across the street. You know, the buildings that people, ran to, the buildings that took bullet strikes. I mean, we have nothing. We have absolutely nothing except a stupid car company where we rented a car to go buy bullets from a dude. It's like they're more interested in the bullets he bought than anything else. Let's see, but I don't think there's anybody that's holding them accountable for the information. No, nobody's going to hold the FBI. Who's going to hold the FBI accountable? Who's going to hold Department of Justice, FBI? Like, you had a chance with Trump. You had an absolute chance with Trump, to do exactly that. When he put Kash Patel in there, you had a chance. Like, if Kash Patel was legit on the shit he was speaking, you had an opportunity. You had a chance. Opportunity of a lifetime, dude, for the FBI to have some accountability, but absolutely not. He got in there and he got fucking neutered immediately. He walked in there and they cut his balls off the minute he went through the metal detector. He's fucking done. And that's the way I see it. Let's see. And it's frustrating as shit. Let's see, Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. Yeah, I don't care about the airport too either, man. I mean, I understand because they're gonna. This is all part of a case that they had to do, so it almost seems like, and maybe this could be it. Maybe it's. I guess it's very well possible, right? Paddock's dead. Nobody gives a fuck, dude, because at that point, why investigate anything? Dude's not going to trial. We don't have to worry about all that bullshit. They don't give a fuck. But this fucking dude, Haig is going to trial, right? So this is all trial documents, most likely, were used in trial for Haig, to prove that this guy bought fucking ammunition from him. So they investigated into the ground. But you would think, and I'm like getting on my soapbox here, but you would think that the FBI would actually be interested in a bunch of people dying on American soil. I mean, I would think, but I don't know. The FBI is weird. We're gonna do, because I understand. I forget where I saw it, but I understand that like the FBI is the investigative arm of the DOJ, right? So the FBI does basically what the police are supposed to do, except they do it nationally, right? Am I using the right terminology? So the FBI does the investigations for charges that are going to be brought before the Department of Justice, right? So they do the investigative part of that, right? So if there's no charges in front of the Department of Justice, then what happens? Like, what does that fall under? Now, I would think they would still do it, I think there would still be an investigation, especially when you need to figure out who accomplices are and, motive behind it, and if there's any accomplices behind it. So I would think there would still be a reason to do it, but doesn't seem like they gave a shit. Seems like they care more about like who he bought bullets from and who he bought guns from, what companies he bought guns from. Let's see. Commission officer with what is this? Search warrants. Search warrants for his property. Yeah, just search warrant for his property. Tropicana Casino. Okay, here we go. In response, Stephen Paddock, stay 9/12 through 9/14. So 9/12, 9/14. I don't remember what the dates were when he started that Ogden shit, right? So, from 9/12 to 9/14, then you got a couple weeks before he goes into the almost a little over 2 weeks, right, before he goes into the Mandalay Bay, right? But at one point he goes into the Ogden, right? So I've always been under the impression that Paddock was one of these assholes that didn't really live in that house in Babbling Brook. He probably stayed there from time to time. I mean, he did when he was in Vegas for this, but for the shooting. And so, but I always had this feeling like, Paddock was just living out of casino hotels, and he just bounced from casino to casino. Let's see. I also met with, let's see. I'm guessing it's probably the girlfriend of Paddock on 9/12. Oh no, it's not. He advised check-in process was fairly routine. Paddock did ask what side the room faced, replied that it was on the south side. Other than that, no other question, just general banter about living in Mesquite. After that interaction, he departed to his room. So 9/12, he's asking about the facing of a room. That was for this day here to the 14th. Oh shit. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do something real quick. So I'm gonna minimize this, and oh shit. Actually, let's look up events in Las Vegas. And what are we? Wait, oh, dude, what? Man, I got two different windows open. Okay, so, and this was what? Oh, well, there's the room, 21/12. So I was wrong. Yeah, it's 21/12. So what'd they go to? They went to 40 something. Yeah, so that's not the room. It's not the room. Does not explain shit. Events in Las Vegas, Nevada on what are these dates here? Let's see, 9/12/2017. Let's see. Ultimate Night Out. Yeah, don't care. I mean, this far removed from this, who knows? Wow, Stephen Paddock, a timeline of his past 12 months. I wonder what's in there. Yeah, this ain't give me nothing. Let's see. Route 91 comes up. But those aren't the dates I wanted. The Ultimate Night Out. Let's see. Route 91. September 29th. Sphere in Las Vegas wasn't even there that time. Come on, dude. The annual Rock Roll Las Vegas Marathon took place November 12th and was the largest event to be held in the city since the shooting. But since the shooting, so that's not even the right year. Las Vegas events. Let's see if oh, dude, really? They gave me a pop-up. Our website is coming very soon. Thanks for not having a website that is in the Google algorithm, assholes. That just wasted my time. That's 5 seconds of my life I'll never get back. Things to do in Vegas this weekend. That's one day ago. Yeah, it's not going to help me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do more on this later because this is not. Let's see. Let's look up the Las Vegas events calendar for 2017. Okay, CES was there. Well, yeah, it's there every year. Not sure what the timetable is on that though. Let's see. So that was in January. Okay, that's January. So we're not looking at that. Let's see. January is scheduled for 2000. Let's see. So Las Vegas Festival Grounds 2017 concert history. All right, let's look at that. Oh, bad gateway. Bad gateway. So your website sucks. Let's see. Summer 2017 concert music festival. Is that technically summer? Fremont Concert Series, don't care about. Route 91, obviously. Psycho Las Vegas Metal Music Festival, August. Life is Beautiful, September 22nd to 24th. And that's all we got on this thing. Okay, what a waste of time. Yeah, sorry, that's a waste of time. That's a waste of my time. Anyway, so this is what I came to look for, to be honest with you, was this room number. Where's it? Right there. So we'll reach out tomorrow a little after 1600 so we can speak to blank. We've heard that Paddock tried to reserve room 2112 for the time frame of the shooting, but the room was unavailable. Would it be possible to speak to the employee who spoke to Paddock? We would like to know his reaction when he found out he would not be able to get his room. Yeah. Okay. That's really what I was here looking for. Because this to me is like the only like real what the fuck moment in this whole fucking nonsense they handed out. I mean, it's interesting, right? He wanted room 2112, and that room overlooks the damn festival. And I believe they said it was during, let's see, he advised check-in process was fairly routine. Yeah, okay, this is bland. This is nothing. In response, there's a little bit more to this. As background, according to open sources, 1 October shooting. Yeah, dude, come on. As part of the investigation and blank, stupid. What government is this to? United DOJ, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Embassy, also legal attaché, Embassy of the United States. Doesn't say where this was. Doesn't say at the bottom. Thank you for your services. And it doesn't even say what country this was. So it's them asking somebody, and I love the FBI respectfully requests. It was interviewed at the Tropicana. Okay, this is the rest of it. After being advised the identity of the interviewing agent and nature of the interview, provide the following information. Tropicana Las Vegas as whatever, while serving her role, blah, blah, blah. Tropicana Las Vegas. Seen Paddock 2013, so we're talking before this. Paddock was a prolific video poker player. Love that title, dude. You're a prolific video poker player. Congratulations. You've reached the pinnacle of humanity. Paddock visited the Tropicana Las Vegas once every 3 months on average. Paddock would usually visit during the week because he thought tourists fed the machines during the weekends. You know what? I gotta check that out too. Let's see what. Just out of curiosity, what in 2017 was what was it? What was the dates? It was September 12th. Was it 12th through the 14th? Yeah, I believe it's 12th through the 14th. So that was during the week. Yeah, Tuesday through Thursday. What the fuck you doing there, Tuesday through Thursday, bro? I don't know about that. And why'd you want a window facing a certain direction. Let's see. Paddock visited Tropicana Las Vegas once every 3 months on average. Paddock would usually visit during the week because he thought tourists fed the machines during the weekends. Okay. Paddock always visited Tropicana Las Vegas. This back when? Did they still have coins in the machines back then? I don't even fucking know. I never saw anyone else with Paddock as I'm guessing MLD was always with him. And then that's going to be MLD was not a prolific gambler, but would play some at the casino games. All of what? Oh, this person's interactions with Paddock were positive. This person would talk to Paddock about a variety of topics, but Paddock only wanted to discuss gambling. Paddock did not talk about anything personal with this person. Paddock did enjoy rock and roll, and attended some concerts at the Tropicana Las Vegas in the past. Cool. All right. Well, maybe there's something going on that. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever, dude. Whatever. I can stop thinking about that. This person last saw Paddock late June, early July of 2017. He had a short text message exchange with Paddock on September 11th, 2017. Paddock texted from cell phone number 227, which it looks like this is his main number. Paddock said, any offer for me tomorrow night? I have 2 nights, check in and check out Thursday, Steve Paddock. When Paddock texted but replied to Paddock, that would be offered $1,500 in free play, $750. Dude, man. Yeah, like why live at home at this point, man? I mean, why bother? You get 5 nights, free lodging. You spend $300 a day in the casino. $300 a day, dude. That's nothing. That's nothing. Booked a 2-floor suite for Paddock, and she usually did when he stayed at the Tropicana Las Vegas. Asked for his email address. Paddock texted back the email address. Like they went back far, dude, because this is like what 2000 July. Exchanged Paddock September 11th. So September 11th. But he stayed what, the 12th? Yeah, 12th through the 14th. So that's probably what this is. Central Park 1@live.com. There's that email address, the infamous email address. Did not send Paddock an email because Paddock called her to make sure to the reservation to make changes to the room, charge to the room. Oh shit. Dying. Paddock stayed at Tropicana Las Vegas September 12th through the 14th, 2017. He lost $38,000 during that stay, dude. So he had to gamble $300 a day, and he had $1,500 in free play credit, and he lost $38,000. And it's not even just like he straight up. I mean, this could be a misnomer. This could be a total misnomer, right? He could have made $70,000 and lost $38,000 and came up on that, right? What's going on there? Is my ventrilo or my whatever tripping out on me? Something's tripping out on me. What's tripping out on me? I don't know. Whatever. Computer's making noises. So it could be a misnomer, right? It could totally be a misnomer. It could just be a weird way of saying that. But because Vegas works on a weird system that's a little different from Indian casinos, stuff like that. Indian casinos just look off straight loss, where Vegas is a little different. Vegas does if you, let's say you win $100,000, but you threw back $50,000 of that $100,000, and I'm just using lame numbers here. What they see is that you gambled $50,000, even though you won and you took their money. They see it as $50,000 towards your comps and all that bullshit. Whereas Indian casinos, man, it's a straight loss, dude. You take money from them, you don't get shit. Like that don't count. But yeah, he lost. So if this is like true though, and this is true that he gave them $38,000, I mean he gave because he was only responsible for giving them $300 a night, right? So 12th, 13th, 14th, right? 3 nights. So he $900. You know, he had to gamble $1,000, and that's nothing. That's all he had to do. But he did quite a bit more, it looks like. And so $38,000, if he actually did lose that, and that was a net loss for him, and that was a net gain for the Tropicana Las Vegas. My biggest problem with this whole thing is, if that's the case, then why the fuck didn't you give him a room? Why didn't you give him this room? So we heard that Paddock tried to reserve room 2112 for the time frame of the shooting, but the room was unavailable. Would it be possible to speak to the employee who spoke to Paddock? We would like to know his reaction when he found out he would not be able to get this room. So it seems like, I mean, in this other interaction here, right? To break this down a little bit. In the other interaction here, Paddock called the day before, said, I want a room. Straight up, day before. And if that was common practice, then he would have called this in the day before, right? So 24th, 23rd, maybe, you know, whatever. Maybe even, you know, the 30th of September. But you would have given the room. They would have given him this room, right? He was, I mean, they would have given it to him. And the room's not that special. It really isn't. The only special thing about the room is it has a clear view of the Route 91. And I mean, you don't really get to watch the concert because you'd have to have a freaking binoculars or something to actually see the stage from that vantage point. But you know, still it overlooked the concert, right? So my memory of that is it's about 400 yards, which is what he fired, right? He shot 400 yards down to the VIP, and it was, or 400 feet. I'm sorry, 400 yards is crazy. 400 feet, I think it was, to the VIP, if I remember right. I don't know. It's been a long time, and it was about the same distance from this room to the concert would have had him firing into the cheap seats. Instead of firing into the VIP, it would have been the cheap seats at the same distance. The people that are sitting on the lawn, right? Not necessarily cheap seats. It's just, you know, it's the back of the venue. It's people that don't want to be up in the mess. And but he would have been more on the VIP side. If I remember right, the room, he's more on the VIP side of things. Those windows do open within the Tropicana, which is interesting. It's one of the few hotels in Vegas that actually has windows that open. They don't open all the way, but they do open. So he would have been able to, he would have been able to fire out that window without breaking anything. But whatever. But to get to the stage, to if you wanted to hit the stage or even hit the VIP, dude, it was a long shot. It would have been, I mean, it would have been a 100 yards or something crazy. I mean, it would have been a long ass shot. He would have been firing with those single shot rifles if you wanted to do that. So it's weird, right? Thinking about all that. Let's see. I think you're right, Angela. Also impressed with Cash Patel, whatever, whatsoever. Not impressed with. I'm not impressed with Cash Patel. I haven't been impressed by anything lately, man. I haven't been impressed by anybody. I haven't been impressed by government in a very long time. Let's put it that way. Let's see. So, not to get too political, but I'm just trying to think this through, right? Because I mean, to me, this is the only thing that matters in this whole mess. I mean, we get like layouts of the stuff he brought up there, what he had in the room, all that sort of shit. He had earplugs and the vibrator, whatever that was. Which, you know, that's another thing I kind of want to look at, because I'm kind of curious if that's actually a vibrator or if that's like a massager. But the This to me is interesting, right? Because this insinuates that it could have been a possibility that Paddock was attempting to pull this whole thing off from the Tropicana. And so some of what we read up above, I guess, no, that wasn't, because that was a person that was trying to get into his room. So that was somebody that, is on the lock interrogation report, most likely. The from the Manly Bay, not Tropicana. Had nothing to do with Tropicana. And but Tropicana, it's like, so this, oh my god, this is fucking hurt my brain. So did he originally mean to shoot from Tropicana, or did he originally mean to shoot from the Manly Bay? Like, which was his thing? Did Tropicana fuck up his plans because they said, no, fuck you, we don't have that room. That room's not available. That was the only room he wanted to do this. Looks like he scoped it out earlier that month. Why he spent $38,000, I have no idea. But was that the original intent, right? Was the original intent to do this all from the Tropicana? But the problem I have with that, in my head, because I'm just thinking this through, and I've thought this through a couple times, but this isn't new information for me, but if so if this dude wanted to get this room, right? When did he want to get this room? When was this interaction happening? For the time frame of the shooting is all we have on here. For the time frame of the shooting, which means he wanted the room on the 1st, I'm guessing, or sometime when the concert was happening, I'm guessing is what that means. Time frame of the shooting would mean that weekend. He wanted it for that weekend, is what that tells me. But he got the room for the Mandalay Bay on the 25th. And then he got the other one on the 29th. So he was unhappy with his room on the 28th. On the 28th, he said he wanted a room in the 200 wing. Originally, he said he wanted the room on the 200 wing of Mandalay Bay. And then later he comes back and he says he wants the room on the 200 wing on the 28th, right? So my thought process on this tells me that the chances are that Paddock decided that on the 28th that the room 135 on the 32nd floor was not going to work for what he wanted to do. What he wanted to do, I have no idea. I don't understand how the 200 wing was any better than the 300, because I mean, you could still see the concert. I totally agree with that. When everyone says that shit, I agree with that. The stairwells on the opposite side on the 200 wing, I believe, if I remember right. So that means that if he would have got the adjoining room, which that's what he wanted, I believe it says in the thing, he wanted a room at the end of the hall with the adjoining room in the 200 wing. If he wanted both those rooms, he would have had the adjoining room would have been the room he would have fired down on the concert. And the suite that he had, if it was 200 wing, would have been facing the fucking airport, So I mean, I don't know, but this one here, like, what are we talking? Like, was this the original plan, or was this the backup plan? Was this something that he got pissed off at Mandalay Bay and decided, oh, well, I'm going to go over to Tropicana, I'm going to do it over there, which blows that whole he wanted to get back at the MGM out of the water, which I don't think is a thing anyway. I think that's bullshit. Because that never made any sense to me. But like, at this point, was this supposed to happen originally at the Tropicana, or was Tropicana an afterthought? And because he was unhappy with his room in 32135, and why was he unhappy with that room? Like, I don't really understand that. Like, what was the point of going down that 200 wing? That's something nobody's ever explained. Nobody's ever been able to explain, except for that he wanted to shoot at airplanes or something like that. But I don't even believe that. I think that's kind of bullshit. He wanted to blow up the tanks. I don't see Paddock, and I never saw Paddock as a kind of guy that's gonna snipe the air vents coming out of the tank, because maybe that would work. Dude, I don't know. I don't know if that would work at all, because the way those bullets work, to my understanding, is once they hit, they shoot their phosphorus out of them, out the front. And but they have to hit a target to do that because they're jacketed. My understanding, I'm not a gun guy, but that's my limited understanding of what I read through the Hague shit. And so you got to hit something, right? So you're gonna hit a fucking vent on top of the freaking tanks. I mean, if you had a way of, lighting a match up there, that's a whole different ballgame. You got a fucking bad situation going on. But I think, I don't know. I don't know much about all that stuff. I know you used to work in those tanks. You used to paint those things back in the day. They have floating ceilings. That's all I know about them. And that floating ceiling is to trap the gas in the top, and then the gas is offshot through the vents at the top. I know that much about them. But as far as how jet fuel lights and ignites and what it takes to ignite, I don't fucking know. I don't know if, it's not like, I don't know if it's like diesel where you put your cigarettes out in it, because done it. Diesel takes a lot to ignite. But as far as this goes, I don't get it. This to me is the most important part of what they released, even over all the shit that was in the rooms, which would be interesting if I could find that without having to go through this whole thing, which I think most of that stuff is on the second part of this, because I am curious about I'm sorry, I'm just curious about the damn massager. I am. Look at all the pages that got redacted. Look at this shit. Deleted pages. All these pages. Up to 233. Okay, so it's only 233 pages. They redacted a bunch of stuff out of 233 pages. There's probably a lot more than that, though. Let's see. But yeah, if I could find the only other thing I'm interested in right now is let's see, what do we got here? Any info on this? No, not really. Not really. Looks like somebody took a picture, though, of a computer screen, which is weird. And there's no way of making that date out. Looks like possibly 10/3/2017 on the computer. So this is like his gambling history, which sucks because this doesn't tell you anything. This is 9/6/2017, so that's fairly recent, I guess. I don't want to go through this right now, though, because this is just way too much of a headache. But I'm not sure CB. I don't know what CB is. Yeah, I don't know what CB is. VR. Unless that's Venetian, I don't know. Win loss stuff and the Venetian, yeah. So the one's probably the Venetian. The other one might be Caesars. I don't know. It's all Venetian stuff. But I don't want Venetian, man. I want Mandalay Bay. I want the fucking Mandalay Bay. I want his Mandalay Bay stuff. They won't release Mandalay Bay, but they'll release the Venetian. Which who's Venetian? Weren't they owned by Mandalay Bay back then? It seems to me they were. Cerritos, all right. When does this expire? 2011. Okay, that's an old one. No 13 on his neck, homie. He didn't get the tat yet. Jet fuel is closer to diesel and gasoline. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would think it'd be a little hard to ignite that with I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. See, what is this? Where are we at? Where are we at? Kinswick Lane. What hotel are we at? They're not saying. But considering, let's see, when does this expire? This expired in 2017, it looks like. So this has been earlier that year. But most of this gambling record stuff, because this is what I FOIA'd, the gambling records. They told me it was going to be in the vault, but these are incomplete. So that's one of the tricks the FBI does, is they give you incomplete information. Say they gave you the information, even though they gave you incomplete information. So you say you want gambling records, they give you gambling records of them from 10 years prior, which some of these are. There's a bunch of Reno stuff in here that's gambling records from his old Reno stuff. See, 2006, 2005, 2000. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, yeah, it's cool to have that information, man, so you can kind of backtrack his financials from those years. But dude, and look at this shit, dude. Total out 889. He gambled almost $1 million in 2006, dude. Fucking crazy. This dude's a fucking beast when it comes to gambling. That's insanity. But yeah, most of this I'm not too excited about. Let's see. Yeah, this was his phone number, dude. It's 227-709-294. Looks like it's his main number. But if you ask for like documents based on a phone number, they're not going to give it to you. But they'll give you documents if you ask for the text messages. They'll give you They gave me the text message documents, and let's say they look like that, pretty much. You know, it was ridiculous. It was so stupid. But what I'm looking for here, the only thing I'm really looking for is this it? Is this the evidence? The NRAN, Logitech, Gatorade bottle, contents trash can, white towel, flashlight, 3 drinking glasses with one with tissue inside, glasses on the table, blue tubing with snorkel, funnel, and fan attached. Oh my God, I love that thing. What the fuck? I'm telling you, dude. Anybody that says the room was staged, who the fuck would do that? Who would stage this? I mean, I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying, not trying to start fights here. I'm just saying. Who the fuck thought of that? Like, how did Paddock even think of that? It's weird. Constant styrofoam cooler, gray knit cap, black beanie cap in package, 6-inch foam ball in package. So I never took the foam ball out, never used it. Gray knit cap, black beanie cap. I think the black beanie was a what do they call those things? I don't know. They have a weird name for them, but the one with the eyes and the mouth in them, like he's gonna rob a bank or something. Athletic sock, dude. He had a sock. The case is broken. Blue ball cap with tan bill, black cloth gloves, and athletic sock. Just one sock. Just one sock, bro. One sock. Wait, what the fuck even is this? What is this? The blue ball cap with the tan bill, that was on the counter. The black cloth gloves were on the counter. One of them was, yeah. I don't know if both of them were. One was. And then he had a sock up there. He put a sock in the counter. Balaclava. Oh, is that what? Okay, so yeah, balaclava. Yeah, he had a balaclava supposedly. Supposedly, what was in the styrofoam cooler was this black beanie cap was a balaclava. Supposedly, I don't know. I think it's written later in this this report. Athletic sock, dude. What? Why, bro? Why? What is this shit? What is this? I don't get it. I don't get it. Contents: trash can, empty package of peanut butter cups. All right, like his Reese's. Empty orange juice bottle. Empty Starbucks espresso can. Miscellaneous tissues and wrappings. Type C Android with PC endoscope in package. What Why? The only thing I can think of with the endoscope is that could be what he might have butchered that up to put that in the peephole. But who thinks of that? Like who would do that? I don't know, man. Like, what are you gonna do with an endoscope, dude? Really? What are you gonna do with that? What is that? I don't fucking get it. Was he shoving it down the muzzle of the guns? I don't know. Is that a thing, dude? I mean, I'm not a gun person. I don't know. That's weird. Um. Anyways, anyone who wants to can read through this. This is in the vault. It's public information. It's out there. I'm just looking. I just really would like to see, because I've read through this a couple times. I would just like to see the evidence because I just want to see, for my personal curiosity, the vibrators. Because everyone thinks like, oh, the vibrators are there for hookers, and he had hookers, and he was doing dirty shit with hookers, with vibrators, and all that stuff, dude. I don't know, man. I mean, you know, I, too much information. It's gonna be fucking disgusting. But here's the deal, man. As a woman, would you would would you do something like that with a guy when he had his own hardware, or would you bring your own? Yeah, I don't know, man. That seems weird to me. I guess I'm not an expert in banging hookers, so I don't know, but man, it doesn't seem right to me. Hey, what is this? Let's see, incident file. I'm just kind of curious. Caught my eye. Friday, because it's got a date on it. Dispatch room 24. I guess. Oh, this is where he got injured. So it's 29001. So that don't fit what we're looking for. Wait, Keswick Lane. Where's he at? What's his 317 Keswick Lane? Huh. 317. I'm just like I'm trying to figure out 4-3. Was it 17? Could that be it? Could it be his like home address? They're telling him to go to home address, and they were fucking thinking it was in the hotel. That would be really stupid. Really stupid. There he is. There he is. Ah, man. If you'll let him go right there and then, it saved 58 lives. He would only had lost one. What is this? Control sheet? Oh, that's the shifts or whatever. I went through this. I forget what it was exactly. That would be out of context. I'm looking right now. So I don't want to. Manly Bay was this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember if. Here, we're gonna skip way down. Whoa, what happened? Okay. Fudenberg. Oh God, I haven't heard that name in a while. Let's see, review completed. Oh, is this the this might be the fingerprints or whatever. I don't remember. All redacted. Okay, here we go. Dan Defense rifle, Lewis, let's see, rifle, sticker, rifle, not interested in rifles right now. He had a lot of Dana Defense. He liked Dana Defense. Sticker, rifle, sticker, removed from the bump stock. So like, sticker removed from the bump stocks. He was pulling the sticker off these bump stocks, right? So it almost seems like he bought these bump stocks to do this. Like he bought the bump stocks, he put them on there. Maybe that's why he had all the tools and shit. Put the bump stocks on right then and there, in that room. I mean, if that's the case though, it's amazing, and in a bad way, it's amazing that he was able to use those things so efficiently. If he just bought them and put them on right then and there. Because I would think, not a gun guy, but I would think that every gun is fucking different. And he had the foregrips on those guns all different. They were all different. Well, most of them were. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It seems to me they'd all fire a little differently. Bump stock, yeah. See, took all the bump stock. So what is this? 3/28/2013. So he had the bump stock for a while. I don't know why he decided to take stickers off there. I don't know. His OCD got the best of him there in the room. He was bored. I don't know. Sticker removed. Yeah, all the stickers had their bump stock. The bump stocks all had their stickers removed, right here and there. Here in the room. Let's see. POF rifle, Ruger rifle, debris from trigger area, damage defense debris from trigger area of item 12. So that's from the Ruger. It's debris on the Ruger. Oh, okay. All right. Got a piece of the door stuck in it. Sig Sauer, LWRC, damage defense, Colt rifle, stickers from bump stocks. Yeah. Stickers from bump stocks. Dude, he took all the stickers off the bump stocks here in the room. Why? Why did you do that? You fucking freak. Sticker, magazine, cartridges, magazines, cartridge, magazine, cartridge, magazine, 41 cartridges, 4 cartridges, cartridge, fork. Yes, the fork. And another fork. He had 2 forks. From service cart of Manly Bay hotel room, 32134, which I believe both carts were actually E. Oh, so that's on the cart in the hallway. That's why that's why I labeled it that. I was gonna say I think they were both delivered to 35, 135. Mug from the cart, piece of mug from the cart, vitamin water bottle with contents from cart. Box from counter, Manly Bay hotel room. That's the box that got Haig in trouble. Magazine from that. Let's see, 94 cartridges. Let's see, cartridge, magazine, 4 cartridge, 25 cartridges, magazines, Jesus. 81 cartridges, Manly Bay receipt from counter of Manly Bay hotel room, 32134. Okay, probably from the, I don't know. Piece of paper beginning in 2,000 yards. Yeah, okay. There's only one person. That dude from Hawaii was the one that kind of explained that paper to me, and it all makes sense. Which is, just shooting distances. I think there were distances to the fuel tanks, though, not to the venue. Box, 2 pieces of metal. 3 plastic bags of backing, cardboard backing, and plastic bag from Babbling Brook. Box with 2 pieces of metal. Is that the brackets? Let's see, box, scope with scope and metal pieces. These are from Babbling. They took this from Babbling Brook. Who cares? Suitcase from Cargo Air Chrysler Pacifica. Towel. All this stuff came out of the Chrysler Pacifica. Magazines. Magazines, cartridges, magazines. 10 box ammunition. Mossberg shotgun that came from Babbling Brook. Armalite rifle from Babbling Brook. Bro, I don't know what is going on with these headphones. All right. Damn. I don't know what's going on with these headphones, man. I think they're out of juice or something. But let's see if I can finish this out real quick, if it'll let me. Bottle from trash can, piece of paper from trash can. Metal cap trash can, 3-in-1 endoscope cord from trash can. So the endoscope cord is gone. So he burgled this thing. He tore this thing apart. So I'm thinking that the endoscope was what he used in the peephole. Not sure. But yeah, the cord was taken apart. So he took the lens off, it looks like. I don't know. Metal cap, 2 pieces of gum, cloth from trash can, 2 wrappers, cardboard box. Okay. Packaging from trash can, tape from trash can, tissue, tape, label, tape, bag from cargo, Crush Pacifica tissues, bottle with contents from driver door, which I think was a water bottle, roll of tape from cargo area, Crush Pacifica, key from the console, key from console. Bro, why do you leave your keys in the car? What the hell are you doing? What are these keys to? That's interesting. There's garage door open. He had 2 garage door openers. Okay. Why 2? In case 1 runs out of battery. What? Why? Mandalay Bay parking pass, valet receipt, tire pressure gauge. Yeah, okay. Flashlight from near window of Mandalay Bay room. Oh, there's a flashlight in there? Shit, I don't think I ever saw that. Oh shit! Hold on, I gotta answer the phone. Yellow. Okay, sorry about that. I did mute on purpose that time because had to deal with work a little bit there. And there we go. And okay, yeah, the mic is working still. Okay, so sorry, I'm dealing with work right now. I didn't realize, dude, time's flying. I didn't realize it's that time already. I've been going for only an hour and a half. I just started late. Didn't pay attention to time. Let's see. So, but the flashlight's interesting. I didn't know there's a flashlight in there. And then let's see, twist tie from trash can. Yeah, okay. Don't care about twist ties. Camera with cord from dining cart. Tape, plastic, glass from table near couch. From table near couch. Glass from table near couch at Mandalay Bay. How did you get glass on the table? Like, I'm from table near couch. Okay. How did we get glass on the table? I don't know how that happened. Did you move something? How'd you get glass on the table? I mean, unless that's the glass from table. Is that the glass that was on the table? They just took the glass on the but why is there 3 of them? I mean, it could be like the glass cover on top of the table. So it could be like not broken glass necessarily from the window, because that's the first thing that comes to mind, glass window. It could be glass from the table itself. But why 3 of them with different item numbers? That's weird. I don't think there's a partitioned glass piece. It'd just be one single glass piece. So I don't know. I don't know what that is. I really haven't really thought about that. Camera with cord from Dining Cart. Yeah, we all know about that. Let's see, tape, plastic tape. I'm not going to go through all this because I don't want to re-reference these item numbers, because item numbers suck, dude. Like, these item numbers don't correlate with the item numbers to the left. So the item numbers to the right, to my memory, do not correlate with the items. They don't always correlate to the items numbers to the left. There's I think there was something weird about that. I don't know. I'd have to look it up again, but I have to go through this again. But there was something weird about that. It was tough to deal with that. Blanket from Quadrant D of Chrysler Pacifica. Bag from Cargo Air Chrysler Pacifica. And that bag was that little, that store. Let's see, tube of snorkel funnel. Again, dude, like, man, if you're gonna set up, if like, let's say for instance, right, that the LVMPD, right, and I know, and I'm not, I know time goes by really fast. Sorry, but I can ramble, dude, and it's an hour and a half already. I don't plan on usually doing these longer than an hour, and I end up freaking 3 hours in. The So, where was I? What was I talking? I just totally got sidetracked. Personal massager. There we go. Personal massager. That's all it says. Personal massager. Personal massager. So that does not tell me a vibrator. There's 2 of them here from item 84 and 86. So let's see what item 84 and 86 is, if this correlates here. 84 is a box. 86 is a scope. And that's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean here. They don't correlate. So anybody that wants to try and figure this stuff out, God bless you. Because I mean, I forget where, the correlation is, but these item 11, item 9E, they don't mean shit. They don't mean shit. They don't mean nothing, dude. These item numbers are completely different than these item numbers over here. So it's ridiculous. It gets absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, personal massager. From item 84 and 86. That tells me they're in 2 different bags. So yeah. I'm just trying to think here. It's like, because I mean, for the longest time, everybody always mused that what a personal massager was a vibrator. Like they said vibrator in the thing, right? In the video, but it doesn't mean that necessarily, right? Personal massager, you look it up on the internet, you get all kinds of stuff. Let me see. So just a quick search on the interwebs. I don't need audio on that tab. Comes up with this. Now these are the kind of things you ain't gonna use on hookers. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, not all of them. Not all of them, but you know what I'm saying. It's like this guy had a bad back, right? He had a really bad back. So, um, yeah, okay, bro. Yeah, that's definitely for your back. That's for sure for your back. That's totally for your back, dude. They just made it phallic because yeah, you had to reach your back. But no, I mean a lot of these like the stupid massage chair here that comes up if you're looking for personal massagers, which I'm sure is not what he had in that room. But I would think like, you know, something like this would be the first two results here would probably be something he would have. Um, maybe for, you know, a back problem. So, you know, I would just wanted to see how it was written in this report because, yeah, I've always been kind of curious about that. Um, because it always seemed weird, and a lot of people like to attribute that to hookers, and yeah, I'm not. So yeah, um, I guess I'll go through a few more of these here before I cut this out because I am pretty much done here. For the most part. Um, Blanket, bag, plastic, tube with snorkel funnel. And so that's what I was talking about before I got sidetracked. Um, so let me entertain the idea that this whole thing was set up by the LVMPD and the FBI and Paddock didn't actually shoot anybody. Nobody was shot from that room, all that sort of stuff, right? Helicopter shot people, the window was not broken, all that sort of stuff, you know. Let's say this whole thing is just a bullshit, you know, set up, false flag, whatever, whatever kind of weird theory you want. But you know, in the basis of this room had to be staged for the breach and for pretty much everything. I know people like there's some people that are out there that are just completely out of left field saying that the room was staged the next day or something like that, or that thing was filmed like day before or something weird like that. Which, yeah, no, that's bullshit. But there's just way too much that would go into something like that. But this is the same kind of idea. Is that if you were going to stage a room, who the fuck would think of the idea to have a tube with a snorkel and a funnel in it? Who would do that? Who would do that? Nobody would do that. That is insanity, dude. It makes no fucking sense. It makes absolutely zero. I mean, it doesn't even make sense for him to do it, let alone, I mean, it's just weird. It's freaking weird. That is just bizarre. That's bizarre. Like, yeah, and why would you have two personal massagers in there? Like, what is this? Like, that's just bizarre. And you know, tube with snorkel and funnel. That's just, I mean, he MacGyvered a gas mask. You know, if you're going to stage something like that, why not just throw a gas mask in the room? I don't know. I don't understand it. Like, even um, a painter's a car like you go to what, you know, one of those cheap places like Harbor Freight or whatever, and you can buy yourself a um a face mask just with the bottom part, dude. No, nothing over the eyes, just face mask for painting cars, for painting anything really, but yeah, mainly for painting cars they use them for. And I mean, it's cheap. They're dirt cheap. You throw one of those on the floor. Hey, that would totally, you know, give you the gas mask idea. This weird nonsense, I I don't know. I don't get it. The only thing I can even make of this, you know, for even Paddock doing this, is that this guy was so paranoid. He was afraid to buy gas mask because he was afraid that somebody was like watching his purchases. That's the only thing I can think of because it's fucking insane. It's absolutely freaking insane that he did this. Um, it's completely fucking insane, and it was completely irrational, and it was non-functional as far as I can tell because the cord, the pull hose that he had didn't even seem like it was long enough to reach the platform where he was shooting the gun out of the window. It was long enough if he was going to maybe fight the cops down the, shoot down the hallway or something like that. That maybe, yeah, maybe that would work. Well, it definitely worked, right? It's long enough for that. But man, dude, they start bombing you with tear gas and mace and shit. Um, you're going to have a really bad day regardless. Your eyes are going to be just trashed because that snorkel, and it's like I said, just doesn't work. It's not a good system for what he's for that for the tear gas for the SWAT team opening coming into that room. It's not a good system. Your nose is still susceptible. Oh, it's JB, man. I haven't seen you in a while, man. How you doing? It's not a good system though, right? Because the snorkel goes in your mouth. So, I mean, if you can't breathe out of your nose, you want to throw the tissue up your nose. I guess that works. Make sure you don't breathe out of your nose, dude, but you're still going to get that gas up in your nose and you're going to get it in your eyes. And he did have a scuba mask. So I guess you could, okay, so technically we could say, well, he was going to put the scuba mask on and he was going to have the snorkel in his mouth and he was going to drill a hole through the damn door to the bedroom in 135 and he was going to jam the funnel through the door in 135 with the the funnel was going to be the stopper for the thing not pulling out of the damn door, and he was going to breathe air from the bedroom of 135 while he was shooting down the hallway. That's the only thing I can make sense out of that. Totally, that's the only thing I can make sense out of that. But that snorkel from what it looks like in the crime scene photos, or not crime scene photos, they're not crime scene photos, they're freaking curated photos that they put in the final report. But in the photos from the final report, dude, that snorkel does not look like it would reach the actual window. I mean, it's close, but it does not look to me like it would reach the freaking window, because the only functionality of that, and I don't believe, dude, I don't believe that fucking Paddock's gonna have the dangling dong snorkel funnel set up hanging out the fucking window with his dentures fucking holding that thing in. I don't believe that's the thing. I just don't. Um, I believe that thing had to be funneling air from somewhere within the room. And like I said, the only thing I can think of is you break a window, and it sucks because you're trying to think like a psychopath doing this stuff, and I'm not a psychopath, so it's kind of difficult. But you have to have it somewhere in the room, right? So you do it in the bedroom, you take it from the like I said, drill a hole through that damn door, you shove it through, thinking like a psychopath, you shove the hose through the door, you put the funnel on the other end of that door, you break a window in that damn bedroom, and you got air, right? You got air coming out of that bedroom. You're still going to have issues with the gas a little bit, but I mean, if you're going to do the scuba mask with that snorkel, I guess that would work. But I don't believe in Paddock's dangling snorkel dong out the fucking window. I've never believed that. I always thought that was ridiculous. I guess you could put like part of it out the window somehow, maybe. How would that work though? Like I don't know how that would work. Like I don't, yeah, I don't know. Because gas is going to be escaping out that, well, it's not going to be escaping out the window necessarily, but some of it is, enough of it, because it looks like you had positive pressure outside, negative pressure inside the room, right? So by the way the curtain was blowing, so the air is actually blowing into the room, not out of the room, but you're still going to have that gas trying to escape. So as the gas is slowly escaping out that window and it's circulating air, it's cycling air out. Yeah, you're still going to get the gas up in your throat, man. I don't know about that. That just sounds like a bad day, dude. Sounds like a bad day. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. So, clear tape, fan, bagging, battery from something. What is this battery from? Let's see. So it's 498. Let's see, 4. So it's the fan. So the fan had a battery. All right. All right. Right. So is this? So this is a snorkel. Okay, so on the snorkel you had clear tape, green tape, clear tape, tape, a fan, removable backing from the fan, and a battery from the fan. All right. Locks from his luggage card, suitcase. Yeah, okay. Atlantis parking pass from the glove box of the Chrysler Pacifica. Sorry, my computer's kind of freaking out here. Insurance and registration from glove box, insurance card, registration. Insurance and registration from registration wall. Okay, so yeah, and then those came out of that. See, some of these work, right? 506, 506, 506, 506, those. But what's item 17? You know, so yeah, a lot of this stuff is stupid. It's yeah, correlating all this stuff is just ridiculous. Plastic sleeve from glove box. Let's see, temporary placard from glove box. Case of eyeglasses from glove box. They did have glasses. Jar from Chrysler Pacifica. Lid, unopened plastic bag, unknown substance. From item 510. So from the jar. So the jar had unopened plastic bag with unknown substance. I wonder what that was, dude. Like, they had to have checked that out, dude. I mean, did he have his cocaine in there or something? I mean, what is that? Unopened jar bag. Oh, well, the jars. We know what the jars are. Plastic bag, cargo area. I think, because I think this is the tannerite stuff. Unknown substance removed from item 512. Plastic bag, unknown substance, jar from contents, foil pouch of with contents, jars. Yeah, okay. So these are just the tannerite fingerprints. Did I skip something there? The hell, man. Yeah, I skipped pages, didn't I? Fingerprints. So the interesting thing people have with the fingerprints, though, is why'd they redact the names, dude? Whose fingerprints are these? Right. So that is one thing that's kind of crazy, you know. See, fingerprints and palm prints, Steve Craig Paddock. Roll tape at Mandalay Bay hotel room. So okay, so these fingerprints could have been in the room. It could have been in the room. So this could be Levi Hancock. This could be Joshua Bitsko. You could have every cop that walked in and out of there and touched things. That's what these fingerprints could have been of. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Before, I know people were kind of like, well, if, why would they redact the names of the people whose fingerprints these are when you have the fingerprints, palm prints, Steve Craig Paddock, which should be the only fingerprints in this this area here, but no. Could have been the maids. Yeah, could have been the fingerprints of the people that rolled the service card up there. Could be the fingerprints of the guys that brought the luggage up. Could be, yeah, it could be a lot of things, I guess. Never really thought about it that way. Jar with contents. Yay, yay, yay for jars. We got a lot of jars. Instruction sheet. Okay, a lot of jars. Notepad from room L on top of Kitchen Island in Babbling Brook. Notepad. It took all his notepads. 2 wrapped soap bars from the Vanity, Mandalay Bay Hotel. They took the soap. They took the wrapped up soap. I mean, I guess you got to fingerprint them, but dude, he stole the soap. The cops, the FBI stole the soap. They stole the shampoo also, bottle of shampoo, bottle of lotion, bottle of conditioner, bar of soap from the bathroom. That's one that looks like he used. Cartridge, magazines. At least took showers, dude. At least took showers. That's good. Sealed package with drill bit from dresser. So yeah, he bought some drill bits. Drill bit from dresser. Packaging from dresser. Screwdriver from the table. So I wonder if screwdrivers, like, I don't know how a bump stock goes onto a gun or what tools need to be used to do that. But I wonder if that's what he was doing in there. If he was putting the bump stocks on the guns while he was in there. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? Because he broke it down. That would mean he broke down the guns, and the guns were didn't have stocks on them when he brought them in. Scissors from table, Mandalay Bay. Pliers from table. Holster from Mandalay Bay hotel room. The holster's weird, dude. Holster's weird. Why wasn't the holster on your hip, dude? Why was it up on the counter? It's weird. Like if you're ready for a shootout with the cops, why wasn't the gun on your hip? Why was it holstered up on the counter? It's weird. Piece of paper, Mandalay Bay. Piece of papers. Lots of paper from on or near a toilet. Dude, they took the toilet paper. They took the toilet paper. Awesome. That's probably stuff he jammed in his fucking ear. It's probably like the leftover pieces. Binoculars, portable solar generator, which it's probably for a cell phone or something stupid, I'm guessing. Let's see. At this point, I'm just rambling. I already found what I wanted to find. Red labels with debris removed from item. Box from trash can. Okay. Security camera box from trash can. Was it the trash can? Screwdriver from inside suitcase. Case with glasses from bed. So he wasn't wearing his glasses. Well, he wasn't. I wonder if they're just reading glasses. Backpack from floor, Mandalay Bay hotel room. Drill with drill bit, battery, Mandalay Bay hotel room. So 32135C1, item 158. So yeah, okay. I think later we found out. I think there's something in here that says there's a drill in that backpack that's on the floor, which always made me wonder why the backpack seemed like it was elevated above the floor. It wasn't actually flat. And it was a child's backpack, which is creepy as shit. But yeah, it's a child's backpack. This guy didn't have kids, right? Maybe that's why they asked the one casino host if he ever heard about him having kids. I don't know. Notepad from the desk. Yeah, rolled tape, magazine, wallet, drill bit, camera with cable from Mandalay Bay hotel room, baby monitor. There's that thing. Fingerprints, palm prints. Yeah, okay. Fingerprints. Look at all these fingerprints, dude. Look at all the people that touch shit. What the fuck? Man, wear gloves next time. Although this could be like, I mean, it's a lot of fingerprints, dude. A lot of people touch shit inside this room. But it's probably the last like 10 guests or something like that, since it's been really cleaned well. Cooler from Mandalay Bay hotel room, which I'm guessing that is the silver thing with the Luxor logo on it. Disc containing recorded images. That's something. That is something. That'd be an interesting thing to have to see. Because does that mean it's a like, what does that even mean, right? Yeah. Hey, can you imagine getting a call from the FBI? Hey, we picked up your fingerprints in this room when you stayed there like last July. Yeah, no, fuck that. Let's see, disc containing recorded images. What is, like, I don't know what this is. Like, is that like a hard drive? Like, because technically, in 2017, I think people still had disc. Well, no, because you call them a hard drive usually, because they still had discs in those hard drives, but in some of them back then, I believe. I don't know when they started going to a straight solid state, but I think you still had in 2017, you still had the ones with the disc, but I don't think that's what that is. They just call it a hard drive, right? So what is that disc containing recorded images? Now, is that a disc of recorded images that was taken from security downstairs that was brought up to the room, is that a disc of Paddock's? What is that? Is that some douche walking around the room with an old fucking camcorder of some kind? These headphones are really pissing me off. But yeah, I can think of a couple different things, that could be, but I don't know. I don't know what that is. Yeah, not really sure what that would be. But that is interesting. That would be interesting to know what that is and see whatever that is. Like I said, cop running around with a little camcorder, taking pictures up there, taking videos up there, walking through the room, and then burning them onto a disc that ends up entered into evidence. I don't know. Yeah, he did. He had 3 laptops. He had the Dell, he had the Asus, and Hewlett Packard, I believe, in the room. Yeah, he had 3 different laptops. Yeah. Notepad, receipt. I know that I remember the receipt arguments back in the day with Hoover and Burgundy. Strap from table. Burgundy just slammed him on that. Strap from table, a Manly Bay room. Not sure what exactly that is. Sealed bag with cable from table. Sealed bag with cable. I don't know. Starbucks double shot espresso can with contents from refrigerator. You didn't finish the Starbucks, or is it just a full one? Monster Energy can with contents from refrigerator. Guess he didn't drink them. San Pellegrino, dude, this guy's all over the map, dude. He's Starbucks, Monster, Pellegrino. Yeah, weird. A lighter. He had a lighter. It says from the bar. From bar. So we don't see it in the photo. And we don't see it in the video. So it's probably back on the backside of it. Glass cutter from top drawer of dresser. So glass cutter was in the dresser. I don't know what he was planning on doing with that shit, because you ain't gonna cut out both layers of glass in that. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna do with that. Portion of peephole from Manly Bay room. So yeah, he pulled the peephole out. My guess is he pulled the peephole out, jammed that what do you call it in there? The endoscope. And that's how he was able to see down the hallway. But I don't know. And who thinks of that? Who does that? Like, who the fuck does that? I mean, as I read this, I'm like, dude, this guy's like total CIA asset, but I don't know. Fire extinguisher. He brought a fire extinguisher. That's weird too. He brought a lighter and a fire extinguisher. It's weird. The lighter was probably right next to the fire extinguisher, I'll bet you. Bottle with contents from bottom dresser drawer. Okay, drill bit set. Yeah, he had a lot of stuff he didn't use. Like he didn't use I don't know. He had like 1,000 rounds he didn't even fire, so he definitely overpacked on this stuff. Knife from desk. Sealed screwdriver set. Handle from dresser. They took the handle, probably for fingerprints, but yeah, they took the handles off the dresser. Bag from LA Bay room. Okay, so United States passport. Names. Why do you have your passport, bro? Like, why? I mean, you're not in Calcutta here. You're in Nevada. Why do you have your passport? I mean, is this the type of dude that just jump on a jet and just take off in a heartbeat to another country? It's weird. That's weird. And in 2017, you did not have to have a passport, I believe. No, you didn't have to have a passport or that real ID shit to fly. I think you could fly anywhere with that one. So why do you have a passport unless you're gonna leave the country? It's weird. It's weird. Why'd you bring that to Mandalay Bay, dude? Why don't you leave that shit at home? But again, I think this guy was the type of guy that just lived out of hotel rooms. I think he did. He probably didn't have very many possessions other than these guns and stuff. He probably just lived out of hotel rooms. Let's see, bracket from floor by door, Manly Bay. And he probably didn't care, dude. Like half of this shit, like this guy's probably left so much shit in hotel rooms. Like this is what are you saying? I remember a laptop and then also that little card outside the room. So he has a laptop on the bed, which I believe is the Dell laptop, which I think is the one that might not have the hard drive in it. Well, the Dell was, I think, but I think that's the one that's on the bed. And then he has I believe it's an Asus laptop. We looked it up one time, which is the one on the bar top within inside 135. And then 134 in the hallway, I believe that is a Hewlett Packard that is showing the webcam that's in the hallway. That's my memory of the laptops. It's been a while, but I think that's fairly accurate. But yeah, so like I'm wondering like if this guy is the type of guy, because I had a family stay with me one time. I'm gonna tell a story. I had this family stay with me, man. Old friend of mine from high school, man. Her husband, her kids. She had 2 kids, and they stayed at my house. And it was the weirdest fucking thing, man. Because I mean, to me, it's weird. I mean, to them it was normal. To me, it was weird. Day one, these people came into my house. They went to Walmart. And the husband got 2 giant fucking monitors. And they bought a ton of shit, just a ton of shit. And they brought it over to my house. He set up on my kitchen table this monitor setup because that's what he does. He does stock trading and stuff like that. And he has his own laptop, obviously, and set all this stuff up. And I asked him, like, why did you do that? I don't understand what you guys are doing. He said, because Walmart has the best return policy. We're just going to return everything before we leave. So they're basically renting everything that they needed for their vacation. I guess it's something they do all the time. And I was wondering, like, why they did laundry. It was driving me nuts, dude, because in California, water is expensive. But they were doing laundry every single day. Every day they were doing laundry. And that's because they didn't pack anything. They came with, like, everybody had a backpack, and they just showed up. They had, like, 1 change of clothes, and they bought everything they needed while they were here, and they returned everything before they left, so they didn't take anything with them. I wonder if Paddock's the same kind of guy, except see, with Paddock, it's a little different because he's getting all these weird comps. So, like, one of them was there was a deal that was going on with at the time, I believe it was Home Depot. And so he has Home Depot cards up in this folder or whatever on the bed, I think it was. I think that's where they found them. And but there was if you look it up online, there was a deal that year with Home Depot was partnering up with Caesar's Palace, and if you gambled, your comps were you got a Home Depot gift card, right? So this guy ain't paying for any of this shit. He's just going to Home Depot and he's just buying this shit with gift cards that he got from the casino. And I'm wondering if like the styrofoam ball and stuff like that was kind of one of those things. And he just leaving the casino because fuck it, you don't care, you don't need this shit, you're not gonna take it with you. I wonder if he's that kind of guy. But the passport's weird. Digital rangefinder and case. I mean, obviously he brought a lot of stuff from home. Like I said, all the guns, the ammunition, all that stuff. I'm sure, I don't think Mandalay Bay and MGM and all that sort of stuff is giving you comps for ammunition or guns. So yeah, I'm sure that stuff was purchased, and that stuff that he stored at his house. But a lot of this other crap, I wonder if that's what he did. Let's see, rubber band, box, container with lid, Allen wrenches, Allen wrenches, Allen wrenches. They labeled every freaking Allen wrench. Yeah, well, these people didn't live like that. They traveled like that. So these people would, yeah, it was crazy, dude. I mean, they bought just it was a ton of shit, dude. It was crazy. You know, they bought because I have a swimming pool, so they bought like their kid a what was it? It was a waterproof case for his phone, and it was something they returned it. Dude, he took this thing in the pool, right? You know, they opened up all the packaging and everything. It's all fucking shredded. And he took this thing in the pool, you know, a couple times throughout the week. They were here for like 10 days. And then they returned it. Just fucking returned it. And I mean, I'm kind of like, fuck Walmart. I don't give a shit what you do to Walmart. Um, you know, but it's still kind of like shady. Unopened packaging with lock from and manual from top drawer dresser Mandalay Bay hotel room. Unopened packaging with lock and manual. Yeah, don't know what that is. Set of screwdriver heads. Okay, yeah. Ammunition box, plastic bags. There's me rich and performing live in hotels though. No thanks. Preferring to live in hotels. Yeah, I couldn't do it. Yeah, there's no way I could do that. I would not. Yeah. I don't I'll be honest, man. I go to Vegas, dude, and after 2 days, I don't want to be there anymore. I can't stand Vegas. Um, I do have a good time when I go there, but like I said, after day 2, I'm like, dude, I am done. I want out of this place. There's too many people. Um, you know, it's just too chaotic. Wherever you go, there's noise. You can't get away from it. Um, it's too much. It's too much for me. I'm not that kind of person. Trays, I think all these plastic bags and trays, all this stuff is from these ammunition boxes. Um, I think it's all, you know, because you got the ammunition box, you know, and then you got the plastic bag that the ammunition box, you know, was wrapped in. Then you got the trays that the ammunition is in inside the box. I think that's what all that is. Um, Cardboard, don't care. Locked from suitcases. Yeah, he locked up all suitcases. So, I mean, why wouldn't you? If you're doing stupid shit like this. Box cutter and packaging from dresser. Okay. So he had a box cutter in the packaging. Like I said, dude, I'll bet you this guy went to Home Depot, bought everything he needed with for free, and that may be why he doesn't have a gas mask because everything's free. This dude don't spend money on anything. Let's see, pretty simple living. I don't require much. I wouldn't want to be living in a hotel all the time. I would like to go for a weekend, but not be in the noise the whole time. Yeah, well, you can't get out of the noise in Vegas. I mean, you go into a hotel, you hear the music, man, which all my videos get copyrighted whenever I do uh what do you call it? Any of the videos that are inside the hotels because they're always playing this damn music. You go out on the strip, there's people everywhere screaming, yelling, going fucking crazy. There's people trying to sell you shit. There's people trying to give you the pornography cards. There's just shit everywhere. And then you go to downtown and oh my god, it's even worse. You know, you got 3 different bands playing at the same time. You got that stupid thing over your head playing music, and it's too much. It's just way too much. Trays. M Life Platinum card. All right, there you go, bro. You're a platinum member. He took the hair dryer. I took the fucking hair dryer from the MGM. Probably for fingerprints. Bag with Q-tips. He brought that. He brought the Q-tips. Let's see, bag. I'm guessing. I think he brought the Q-tips. I don't think those come standard in a room. Remote control. Okay, I took the remote control for the TV. They didn't take TV though, huh? I don't think they took TV. Bag from Manly Bay Room. Key from Manly Bay Room. Key. Pen from Manly Bay Room. Took the pens. They took everything. Suction cup with handle. Suction cup. Folder bearing notations beginning in a phone number. It looks like a 702 number. I forget what that phone number led to. It was, oh God, yeah, I do. It was an E-Trade representative, I think. Yeah, I think it was an E-Trade like representative or something like that. Yeah, I think I don't know. It's my memory's not good. Notepad folder. Piece of paper beginning in hand, frequency, probability. Okay. Piece of paper beginning strategy, play. Okay, so this is hand frequency probability is his cheat card, I guess, for poker. Maybe he was studying or something. I don't know why he would need to if he's been doing it that long. I don't know. Strategy, play occurrences. Yeah, see, like I don't know. Found on the bed. I don't know why, at this point he would have to, my girlfriend played video poker, my ex-girlfriend, and dude, she knew everything. Like she would watch people playing video poker on YouTube and she would sit there and say exactly what you do. And she would say when they fucked up and all that sort of stuff. She had it in her head. Of course, she was Asian, so she was, she had a little bit of a, oh God, how do I say that? She had she's good at math. She was very good at math. Put it that way. Let's see. The gals I went with were overly wild and wanted to go to the top of everything. Yeah, I don't know about all that. I mean, I've been top of Manly Bay. I've been up there in the Palms at that bar up there. It's, I don't know, 30 floors up or 31 floors up, I think, or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Strategy perk. Yeah, see, this guy had a lot of training manuals for or training stuff for how to play cards. But wouldn't he already know all this stuff? I don't know what this is. 29 SI3 LH2I. I don't know what the fuck that is. Strategy Royal Flush. Glass from Manly Bay. Glass. Bag, nail clippers, bottle, can. Contents, trash can. They took the trash can. Bag, box, screws, trays. All the trays, and the ammunition boxes. Fishing net. What the fuck, bro? Fishing net. My second time Vegas, my ex wanted to ride everything on the top of the stratosphere. Never again. Yeah, fuck that, dude. Yeah, I don't know about all that, dude. I mean, I'm not really afraid of much, dude. I don't care. Roller coasters don't do anything for me, but damn, that stratosphere thing, I don't know about the safety. I don't know about the safety inspections of that bullshit. Oh, did it? Oh no, okay. This thing keeps beeping in my ear, man. Like something's going on, and I'm not even sure what it is. Let's see, cordage, packaging. So fishing nets. I don't know what the fishing nets are for. I have no idea what fishing nets are for. No idea what fishing. Bro. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even want to think about it, dude, because I just have. What is this goofy shit? Like, why would you bring that up into the room? Like, what is the point? I mean, unless it's like one of those like bags that's made of fishing net, like that looks like fishing net, I guess. I've seen a couple of those bags, but bro, what are you doing? I don't know what that is. Charger from the floor, Manly Bay Room, went a charger from the floor, so this is his phone chargers. He had 3 phones, so right? 3? Yeah, I think he had 3. 3 phones, 4 phone numbers, if I remember right. Metal bracket from dresser, plastic bag, with a label. M Life Platinum card, Stephen Paddock. Okay, so he had 2 of those from trash can. He threw his platinum card in the trash can. What's that about, bro? From trash can. So, bro, like, what are you doing? I mean, he threw out how many platinum cards? He threw out 4. So, like, what's weird about these is like they kind of get. I think you got to get one every year or something. I'm not sure exactly, dude. I just know every time I go to a casino, they're like, "Oh, yeah, your old card doesn't work anymore." Um, so you have to get a new one. I always have to get a new one when I go to Vegas. Um, so they always cancel your damn cards. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Why he's got a million of those sitting around and he's just throwing them all in the trash can because he's done with them. I don't know. He likes San Pellegrino, obviously, I guess. Well, these are all in the refrigerator though, so maybe not. Maybe those are mini bar stuff. Magazines. Foam from item whatever the fuck. Box from box. So what are these items? Box from Manly Bay. Okay, so there's foam in the box. Okay. Explains that. Cord from the box. Manual from the box. It's the NRAM box, most likely. Probably. Magazines. Drill with extension cord from 32135. Toolbox from suitcase. Dude, this guy had a shit ton of screwdrivers. I wonder if screwdrivers are coming with something. And the drill bits, maybe. So like sometimes when you buy stuff, they come with Allen wrenches, shit like that. I don't know. They come with my TV. I know came with a screwdriver. So I don't know. Maybe that came with something. I don't know what comes in a bump stock thing. I don't know. Drill bit. Unopened package of Gorilla super glue. Unopened. Unopened package of Gorilla construction adhesive. Marker. Rifle case. Wait, marker from 3222. What's 3222? Is that the box? Toolbox. It's toolbox. Rifle cases. He had a couple rifle cases. I don't think he had enough for every gun though. Suitcase bag from the floor, manual, nail file. All right. Keeping yourself going. Sewing kit from a suitcase. So he brought his own sewing kit for some reason. He has screw. He just carried a random screw around. I don't know why. Earplugs. So this is the one where C3, I believe, is the bedroom designation on this stuff. I believe, if I remember right. It's been a very long time. Item 181C, I believe you could look that up, and I think that might have been another part of this. I don't remember where the item numbers were. But yeah, I believe the earplugs were in a suitcase that was up against the wall on the backside of the bed, if I remember right. But he did have earplugs. Didn't use them, but he had them. Why the fuck would you do that? I don't know. Why wouldn't you use them unless you didn't know they were there? Or if this whole thing got sparked off too early and he wasn't ready. I don't know. Because you would think if he was going to prep this whole thing and plan this whole thing out and do it on his own timeline, he would have used the earplugs. But I don't know. Everyone argues that with me. Suitcase from floor. Dive goggles. So there's the dive mask. So he did have a dive mask. So yeah, technically that with the snorkel could have stopped everything. Stopped all the gas if he put the funnel somewhere where it wasn't getting the gas in his face. Can from desk, duffel bag, suitcase, hammer. There's the Estwing hammer. Let's see, portion of peephole, adapter, room key, room key, room key, room key. Box cutter. He had a couple box cutters. He had one that he unopened, and here's one that was on the floor. What was he using the box cutter for? And don't say open boxes, because that would be too obvious. But yeah. But it's on floor hotel room A3. I'm not sure what A3 was. What's the designation for? Because if it was C3, it would be the bedroom. And then you could say, well, he's opening the box of the ammunition when he was loading the ammunition. But I don't know. Power supply. Okay. Power adapter. So the power supply, I think, could possibly be something to do with the NRAN. Not sure. The NRAN monitor. Power adapter. Also possibly the NRAN monitor, because that thing would have needed its own charger, most likely. Video monitor from countertop. So there's the NRAM monitor countertop. So A5 is the main room. So A3 is probably somewhere in the main room. So the box cutter probably was in that room somewhere. That but not on the countertop, because the countertop obviously is A5, which is probably the bar area completely. A3, I don't know what that is. But I'm guessing it's in the same room. I'm guessing the A room is that entire room. Scope, tripod. He had a tripod, dude. But the tripod could be what the scope was sitting on, right? So the scope could be that rangefinder he had, and that could be the tripod that the rangefinder was sitting on. Magazines, suitcase, rebel, luggage. What luggage tag? 96 cartridges, 95 cartridges, 100 cartridges. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about these. 199. See, I don't know if these are, because they're 100 capacity magazines. So I don't know if these are cartridges inside the magazine. I don't know why they would say from hotel room and not from one of the magazines, but who knows? Because you would think it would say in item number whatever, and then go up to the magazines that are above, but I don't know. But they seem to jive, right? Because it's 100 round magazines. You got 100, they're all pretty close, 96, 95, 96. He didn't have to load them full. Probably would have hurt his fingers doing that. Silicon packet, yeah, don't care. Lens cap from yeah, that's probably from the rangefinder or from the binoculars. Sticky note, luggage tag, bag of screws, rubber band. Dude, I mean, this guy had a Home Depot up in that room. It's crazy. This guy could have renovated a house with all the crap he had in here. Plastic sleeve holder for nail file. 2 drying packets, don't care. 2 pouches, okay, whatever. Tape towel. It's only one of the towels. 23 cartridges, so these might be in the 26, 23, 25. Yeah, from item number. So these are probably from the magazines most likely. And they're all sequential. So yeah, probably from the magazines. 23, 23, 26, 25, 24, 23, 25. So what are those 30 round max? He just didn't load them all the way. Because from what I understand, like it gets really hard to push that spring down when you get towards the bottom there. So you don't always load them all the way full. 40 cartridges from, and it weakens the spring. So I know a lot of people don't ever load them completely full. Do you guess on Paddock's motive? No wrong answer, of course. I don't know, man. Motive's hard, dude, because like we don't have enough information to have a motive. you know. And the FBI just said he was stressed out. It's like, thanks, you know. But I don't know, man. You know, I used to think like gun deal. Like I used to think this guy's like selling guns. You know, I had this whole thing planned out to where I'm thinking like, oh, he's selling guns, dude. You put the guns on a cart, roll them into 134, bring the person to 134, and basically act as a showroom. And you know, and I mean, you know, to get fully in the weeds on it, man, like you just give them the keys to the car, have them go out and shoot the targets that are in the car, and come back and let you know what they want, and then get them wherever his distribution hub is for that, get 1,000 of those guns or whatever, you know, and sell stuff like that. But I don't know. There's not enough. There's no way to prove it, right or wrong. I watched a thing, and I think I put it up on one of my videos recently. But you know, there's a guy named Matthew Cox, and you look up Matthew Cox and on his YouTube channel, and you look up Las Vegas, right? So he's got uh, he had a guy who was a Las Vegas FBI agent on his show, and the agent was sitting there asking him. Basically, it was like he acted like a game show where he was asking him like, how much time do you think this guy got for this and that and the other? And some of these crimes that people were pulling, some of these Ponzi schemes and stuff like that, dude, you could have put Stephen Paddock's name in there and it would have fit perfectly. So, you know, there's not enough information to point one way or the other. And, you know, and I've heard, like, I talked to one guy who was a video poker player who didn't know Stephen Paddock, but he knew a guy who did. And, you know, he had on his channel one time where he had on his channel a dude that knew Stephen Paddock, and they cut the video very awkwardly. So I reached out to the guy, you know, he's a YouTube guy. I reached out to him. Actually, I had my ex-girlfriend reach out to him because at the time she was kind of into that whole community. And she got a hold of him, and he gave this big old long thing about how he thinks Paddock was mad because the casinos are fucking over the video poker players, and video poker players comps got like majorly reduced at that time. And so they were he thought that that's what it was, dude. The guy was stressed out because they were basically taking his money away, and or his way of doing what he was doing, right? And I mean, it makes sense, but where's his money coming from then? You know, where are you getting all this money to gamble away? His brother Bruce said that it wasn't his money, right? And Bruce claims that he hadn't talked to Paddock in like 7 years, which 2017 I would have put him in 2010. 2010 he was gambling, right? Because we just looked at some of his records from 2006. He was gambling like almost $1 million, you know, in that year at one casino. That's just one. So we don't know what he was doing at other casinos, but and I think those were was that the Venetian? No, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't go into that. I think that was all Reno stuff back then. And you know, so he's gambling a lot of fucking money back in the day, and he's still gambling a lot of freaking money, obviously. So where's that money coming from? Like that's what I always wonder. Like, where's that money come from? And it could be simple. It could be very simple. Like I watched this Matt Cox thing, right? And I was like, dude, it's not that hard to make massive money if you're willing to go to prison for the rest of your life for doing it, or you know, get fucked up somehow. But what this guy was doing, one guy was doing, he said that, and the FBI guy said, yeah, you know, and he works in Vegas, this FBI guy, he was saying that this guy was doing a Ponzi scheme. And the reason he was doing the Ponzi scheme is he liked to gamble. He was a gambling addict. And he said the guy's name, so it's not Stephen Paddock. It's a court case. This guy's in prison. But this dude was running a Ponzi scheme. What he was doing was he would take your money, say, I have an algorithm where I can win at gambling, and I can guarantee you that you will get 100% returns on your investment, right? So people, let's say you gave this guy $30,000 and he's guaranteeing you that he will get you $60,000. Well, then what he would do is he would go gamble that money away and he'd spend it. He'd blow it in Vegas, right? So now he's a high roller in Vegas and he's living the lifestyle. And that's what this guy said. He was addicted to that lifestyle in Vegas, and everything. And this guy would go gamble your money away. And then what he would do is he would Ponzi some other people. So he'd find another group of people. So he'd go and grab somebody else, and that person would give him 30 grand. And then what he would do is he'd take that 30 grand that he got from that person and he'd give it to you and say, hey, here's your, here's your money. I'll get you, I guarantee you 100%, but I'm not there yet. But just so you know, I'm making money. Here's your cash back. And so now he's got a whole new group of people that he's Ponziing out this scheme, and he's losing your money. He's wasting your money, but you got something back, so you're still interested, right? And at that point, I mean, are you going to give him more money, right? So you're 30 grand in, he just gave you 30 grand. You going to give him that 30 grand back, let it ride? So now you're 60 grand into this guy, invested in this guy. So, now you're looking at getting $120,000 back, $120,000 back. And he takes your 30 grand again, and he probably gives that to the next fucking clown, and or he takes it and blows it, right? And this guy got in trouble because some of his investors eventually got pissed off, and they realized what he was doing, and they went and basically reported him. And I forget who they reported him to, but the FBI field office in Vegas were the ones that took up on it, got up on it and did the investigation. They eventually jailed this guy. I forget how much time he got in jail, but he got a little bit. I mean, they go through the whole thing in that podcast. But I'm thinking, dude, you could throw Stephen Paddock's name in there, and this would all make sense. This would make complete fucking sense. But it's conjecture, it's speculation, it's running off of what somebody else did. So there's all kinds of stuff, right? Could have been running drugs, like I think Morphonios back in the day. There's a YouTube channel that had this wild thing that he was saying that this guy was that, and nobody could ever trace this guy's steps, so nobody could ever figure out whether this was legit or not, or nobody had. But he was trying to say that this Stephen Paddock sold a car to a guy that owned a doctor's office. I think it was a doctor's office, some kind of pain management facility, right? That are notorious for dealing drugs. And this guy was specialized in using ketamine inside of some sort of cream products, right? And he was selling basically ketamine to people, and it wasn't legal. He went to jail for it, and so Morphonios, this guy that was one of the early YouTube channels on in this community, I guess you call it. Morphonios had this idea that that Paddock was smuggling ketamine in from Mexico because he had a plane back in the day. He had a pilot's license. He smuggled his ketamine in and selling it to this doctor, and this doctor eventually went to jail for it. But I don't know, man. This thing goes in all kinds of directions, man. I've heard everything from Hillary Clinton did this to, it was a gun deal, to he was just pissed off and wanted to get back in Mandalay Bay for some weird ass reason. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff to this. So we don't have, as far as I'm concerned, I don't have enough information to say that I can say what a motive was. I think a lot of people, and I think the reason that this all died is because there's no new information, for one. But at least this community and stuff, I mean, aside from all the drama and stuff that broke out, I think the thing is, like, a lot of people on one side of this are happy with, and I'm kind of in that boat too, right? Are happy with their knowledge of this event and what happened. There's a lot of people that aren't, and those are more the conspiracy side of things, um, which I mean, I never really subscribe to. But there are those people out there that have these wild theories. But to me, I don't like putting the cart in front of the horse, right? So I don't like to come out with this is what I think happened. Um, I don't like doing that. I've never liked doing that. And but I think, like I said, we just had JB was in here, man. I've known JB for a while too. He used to be badass when he used to do Vegas stuff. And he was always a solid player in this. And JB was kind of the kind of guy that quit at one point. And I remember when he quit, he said, I'm satisfied with the results of, what I've investigated into this, and I'm done. And that was the end of it. And I'm kind of in the same boat for the most part. To me, it's like it's all kind of there's a little weird things like what I was going through today, some of this stuff, fishnets and stuff like that. It's like, what the fuck? Um, stuff like that. But oh, I'm sorry. I just got a notification. I was just checking to see what that was. Um, but like, as far as that goes, like, I think a lot of people are satisfied with they think they know what actually happened that night because that was like a big question mark to a lot of people in the early days. People saying there were snipers in the palm trees and, you know, Paddock zip-lined out of that room somehow and ended up somewhere else, escaping, and ending up in, I think it was a casino in Louisiana that took a picture of a guy that looked kind of like him. There's a lot of weird stuff like that. You got a lot of the extreme, auto hoaxing people that are, say that nobody died, it's all fake, it's all bullshit. And you had a lot of that going on. Let's see. I was in the conspiracy boat for years because I didn't think this old man could pull off alone. But right now, I'm thinking maybe he did. Um, yeah. So like, honestly, like, to be honest, like this whole thing, um, because I mean, I like I agree, dude. Conspiracies are entertaining. They're entertainment. They really are. Um, but with this was a little more personal for me. And so I wasn't willing to entertain conspiracies that didn't make any sense to me. And a lot of them did, like LRADs. Oh my God, dude. There was a guy that came up one time that that came up with this idea that said, oh God, he showed the Navy. The Navy has this thing called an LRAD, long range audio device. Okay, so it's basically just a bunch of tweeters put up in a soundboard that can direct a sound in a certain direction that only the people that are in that direction, kind of like a laser fucking sound wave. And it can direct a sound wave in a certain direction. So a person, you know, 100 yards away, and it's something Navy uses because they use it from boat to boat communications from time to time. And a person, a ways out can hear it like somebody's right next door to them. And so you could whisper into somebody's ear, 100 yards away or whatever. Somebody came up with that. It wasn't, it wasn't Dane Diesel. This was HDR CFX Cornwall or whatever. And this guy, he came up with this idea that of these LRADs. He just made it up. It's a real thing that really exists. The LVMP does have them, and I think they do have them for reasons of communicating for, like I said, they have a lot of high-rise buildings out there, stuff like that. I think that's what they actually have them for, but I don't think they've ever utilized them to, public knowledge. They've never utilized them. And, but yeah, so for a long time, people were saying this LRAD was a thing, right? That was something that was used in this event, and the guy was not actually firing a gun, but instead these LRADs were being used. But that's not the practical application of what these are used for, because those things, I mean, they have used them. I think they use them in like riots and stuff like that in some countries, where they'll put those things out and they'll put some high pitched frequency that people can't handle, and they'll disperse crowds with them. And so I think they can direct them in a way that you can do kind of a broad area, but at the same time, if you're going to do something like that in an incident like this, you wouldn't use an LRAD. You would just use a speaker, because the sound's got to bounce off everything. The sound's got to sound natural. It's got to sound real. You got to be able to have people hear it on the strip. You got to have people be able to hear it at the airport. People got to hear this gunfire everywhere. Up in helicopters, the LRAD's not used for that. The LRAD's directional. So it never made a lot of sense, but there's a lot of people that held on to that and still hold on to that to this day, that those were somehow used. Yeah, we've been through all kinds of stuff, man. But you had these, when we started getting all these conspiracies, I just started debunking them in my head, because I'm like, that doesn't work. That doesn't work at all. There were people that thought they were trying to say that the security put the bracket on the door outside of the room, and that didn't make no sense. That made no sense at all, and that destroyed one of my really good friends within this community. It destroyed his reputation, because and I begged him not to put a video out about it, but he did put a video out on it, and it's because he was misled by another person within the community that he actually trusted. And I argued with him about it. I'm like, that didn't happen. It's not even possible. It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. And that's the thing with everything, right? What is logical, within all this? And that's the way I look at everything. Like, what is logical? Dude, I don't want like some fantastic story that's fantasy, science fiction, fucking fan fiction of some fucking event. I want to know what really happened. And with the bracket on the door, if Campos, Jesus Campos, I think, is that's, Shuck, actually, I think is what people are saying, put it up there, because he had a screwdriver in his pocket. Dude, a screwdriver does not put bolts in a wall. It does not drill holes in a wall. So I don't understand why that was the thing. But anyway, this is me ranting. But it doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense because the way that bracket was put on that door, it trapped you in that hallway. Like, that bracket was put on that door on the hallway side of the stairwell door, which means you are now trapped because you had to put it on, right? So whoever put that on, put it on from the hallway side of that door, and they trap themselves into the hallway. So if you're under gunfire and you decide we're going to barricade the subject onto this floor, why would you lock yourself into a hallway where the guy's shooting down the hallway? It doesn't make any sense. It makes absolutely zero sense. Like, even if he wasn't shooting down the hallway at that time, you're sitting there, you have to come out of that door right next to a door where there's a dude with a bunch of guns, because supposedly about it. This is going to happen, right? Because otherwise, why would you barricade the guy up on that floor? So it doesn't make any sense. It never made any sense. And, but people were coming up with things like that, and it was, it's an issue. So I don't like to put the cart before the horse, because there's just too much noise out there. And there's not enough information. There's not enough real information, But what I could say is, you have a dude, and you could say the pictures are fake, photoshopped. I've heard all this stuff. Photoshop pictures, video editing, all this sort of shit. But, realistically, you have a dude up in a room with 2 broken windows. And I'm going to say the windows are broken. I know everyone loves to argue. God, these headphones are killing me. I agree. That's Paddock locking the police access to the room, and that worked. Yeah, I agree with that. Anyways, for that rant, God, where was I with that rant before my headphones went out? But but yeah, so basically what you got is you got a guy up in a room sitting in front of a broken window, dead in front of a broken window, shell casings all around him, broken glass all around him, with a bunch of guns that have been fired. Like, what does that tell you? You have a bunch of people in a concert that all turn around, look up at the Mandalay Bay, with one guy, giving the middle finger to the Mandalay Bay. And these are people that are there being fired at the time. What does that tell you? Ah, shoot. All right. That's not good. I got to answer that. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'll talk to you guys later. 3 hours, dude. I did not mean to be on here for 3 hours. So I'll talk to you guys the next one.